Have you ever had a great idea for an app, but then thought, I can't code? What if you didn't have to? What if you could build an AI application not with code, but just with your words? That's the huge promise behind a new experimental tool from Google called Opal.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Instead of dragging and dropping a million confusing boxes or learning a new programming language, you just describe what you want the app to do. You literally speak your idea into existence, and an AI builds the entire thing for you. It sounds like science fiction, but that's the core idea here.
And Google has this really cool name for this approach, vibe coding. It's this awesome hybrid, right? It's conversational, kind of like you're just chatting with an assistant, but the result is a visual flowchart. You actually get to see the logic it built, step by step with all these little connected nodes.
So, to put a formal name on it, this is Google Opal, and it's designed for creating what they call micro AI apps. So, don't think of this as building the next massive software suite. Think of it more like creating small, super focused tools that do one thing really, really well, like writing ad copy or researching a topic. And of course, it's all powered by their powerhouse Gemini models.
So, let's dive in. The easiest way to get your feet wet with Opal is by remixing a template that's already built. We're just going to take an existing app and tweak it a little bit, which is a perfect way to see how this all works under the hood without starting from a blank page. The first thing you'll notice is that the interface is incredibly simple, and that's because it's all color-coded. Just remember this: yellow nodes are for you. That's your data, your instructions, your ideas. The blue nodes, that's the AI. That's Gemini doing all the heavy lifting, the thinking and the doing. And finally, the green node, well, green means go. That's your finished product.
All right, so let's try it out. We're going to grab the Video Marketer template. Now we're only going to make one little change. We're adding a new yellow input box, and we'll call it Creative Direction. Then we just draw a line to connect it to the blue AI nodes and tell them, hey, use this new idea when you make the ad. Super simple.
And this right here is a perfect example of that vibe coding I was talking about. Our creative direction isn't some super detailed 10-page script. It's just an idea, a mood. A guy's in a busy coffee shop trying to take a note. That's it. That's the entire creative brief we're giving the AI. Now, based on just that simple vibe and the product's name, the AI generated some seriously good ad copy. Listen to this. Stop losing your big ideas in the chaos of the coffee shop. Plod AI NotePen captures and turns every conversation into AI-powered action items. Wow, it completely understood the problem and the solution from just a few words. But here's the real payoff. It didn't just write text, it generated a video. You see a guy in a busy cafe using a device that looks exactly like the product. This entire visual scene, the character, the setting, the action, it was all created directly from that one simple sentence about a guy in a coffee shop. That's pretty wild. Okay, so remixing is cool, but what about building something from a completely blank slate? This, my friends, is where the real magic happens. This is where you start to see the true potential of creating something totally new, just with your words.
So instead of building a workflow, we're just going to describe it. This entire quote you see here is a single prompt that was given to Opal. It's basically a detailed wish list written in plain English that lays out a pretty complicated process for writing a blog post.
And just from that one description, boom! Opal builds the entire thing. It automatically creates all the inputs, all the AI actions, and all the outputs and connects them in the exact right order. It literally translates our words into a functional application. I mean, this is what democratizing AI development really looks like.
And here's what it built. It's flawless. It correctly identified the 3 inputs we asked for. Then it set up steps to scrape a website, do deep research, create an outline, write a draft, evaluate that draft for SEO, rewrite it based on the feedback, and finally spit out the finished article in HTML. It got every single step right.
And the quality here is really impressive. Just look at the SEO evaluation it came up with. It's not giving you generic advice like add more keywords. It's providing sophisticated, high-level feedback, talking about things like latent semantic indexing keywords and topical authority. That's professional-grade analysis, built automatically from a simple sentence.
Now, as incredible as all this sounds, we do need a little reality check. It's so important to remember what Opal is and what it isn't. It's an experimental tool, which means it definitely comes with some limitations.
So on the plus side, it's unbelievably simple and fast. You can go from an idea in your head to a working app in minutes with zero code. But on the downside, you're not going to build a real-time, super complex piece of software with this. Your video generation is also limited, and, well, you're pretty much working exclusively inside Google's world.
So with those strengths and weaknesses in mind, that brings us to the most important question. Who is this tool actually for?
Well, this seems like a perfect fit for entrepreneurs, marketers, or any kind of creator who wants to automate tasks without getting tangled up in technical details. You know, if you've ever opened one of those other no-code platforms and just felt totally overwhelmed by the spider web of nodes and connections, Opal's conversational approach might be exactly what you've been waiting for.
And all of this brings us to one final fascinating thought. We've just seen an AI that can build other AIs, just from a simple description. That dramatically lowers the barrier to entry for everyone. So the question is no longer if you can build it. The question is, when a tool like this is in your hands, what will you create?